It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Knoll. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that, let's jump right in. Okay, guys, so last week we talked about this and it was an interesting story that came out. Actually, it's total speculation right now, which isn't probably good for the person who's spreading it, but I don't want to just keep you guys going in circles. We're here to talk about it. Guys, if you remember, I was pointing out the fact that Danielle Staub, it's kind of sad, does her own watch parties for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. When she does her watch parties, she sits there in front of the camera and she watches and she's like this, no. These women, they're a bunch of animals. Like when I was on it, I never acted out like this. And I'm like, girl, you pulled people's hair, you antagonized people, you did everything that was iconic to the very beginning of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Yes, you did. You definitely did it all. She thinks all of the women are a bunch of fakes and frauds at this point. And to be fair, she probably has her own opinions for a reason. You know, she is not friends with any of the women. She's burned her bridge with Melissa Gorga, who was invited to her wedding. She's burned her bridge with Margaret Josephs, who she pulled her hair out of her head. She's burned her bridge with Teresa Giudice because she threw her under the bus. Dolores never really liked her. She burned that bridge too. And Jennifer Aydin was afraid that she was going to come out and say something that was probably revealing about her marriage or who knows. Honestly, when you have someone like Danielle Staub, it's really scary to have them a part of the cast. It's like having Brandi Glanville on the cast. You don't know what's going to come out of their mouths, and that's a red flag. A lot of people don't want to film with someone like that. And if they don't want to film with you, Andy Cohen has said this before on Watch What Happens Live, if the other women don't want to film with you, we can't force them to film with you. And if no one's going to film with you, you can't be on the show. It's an ensemble cast, meaning each and every single person on the cast is important, bringing a different element, making the show a whole, if that makes sense. Well, anyways, getting back to the watch party, Danielle Staub revealed something that was sort of alarming. She was talking about the fact that Joe Giudice served his time in prison, but Joe Gorga, his brother-in-law, well, technically ex-brother-in-law, and wife Melissa Gorga, they're not innocent. Everyone wanted to know, what did you mean by not innocent? She said they're fraudulent. Joe Gorga participates in fraud businesses and it's all going to come out. She ended up elaborating, saying that she feels like he's in an alleged Ponzi scheme, which that's a huge allegation. I can't even believe she said that. And I'm sure Joe Gorga and Melissa Gorga will probably go after her legally in order to shut her down. I mean, this is bad business. It's bad for their brand. It's bad for them as a public figure. It's bad for it's bad for Bravo, Danielle putting this stuff out there. And if she's putting it out there, bet your ASS that she will have people watching them now. I mean, not personally, but the IRS will probably start looking at them. The feds will probably start looking at them. With all of these other housewives having these sort of shady situations, like Jen Shah right now, who is currently indicted on 2 counts of fraud. She's dealing with so many ups and downs, a lot of craziness, and she's potentially facing up to 50 years in prison. And then Erica Girardi, whose husband has allegedly stolen over $50 million from clients, creditors, alleged embezzlement. Yeah, the housewives are probably all being watched. So if you're going to go on a reality TV show, just like Tamra Judge said, and you're going to be participating in some shenanigans, you're a special kind of stupid. And I don't like that word stupid, but I'm kind of agreeing with Tamra Judge. Now, Danielle Staub did go on to say that eventually they will be found out, but she not only pointed out the fact that he might be participating in an alleged Ponzi scheme, she also pointed out the incident that happened on Instagram last year. If you guys remember, Joe Gorga was posting before and afters of these home renovations that he was doing, and someone called him out. A different business, a company, reached out and said, wait a minute, that is not Joe Gorga's house. That was a job that we did. This is bull. Well, Joe Gorga said that somebody messed up on social media and there was a miscommunication. It wasn't intended to be posted. but a lot of fans aren't really necessarily believing that. Now, that wasn't the only shady business practice that we witnessed for ourselves, because mind you, we haven't witnessed any sort of Ponzi scheme. But on top of that, we saw in this season where newbie Michelle, the realtor's husband, was calling out Joe Gorga too for owing him tens of thousands of dollars. Now, when Melissa Gorga found out about this, she's like, wait, what? Joe, you need to clear this up. You need to go talk to this man and figure out what was going on. The man called out Joe Gorga, and he stood right there in his conviction. And he was like, yeah, well, you owe me some money. What did you think I was working for free? He said, I think that you were working so you could gain some publicity off of my back. And we had a verbal agreement. Next time, maybe you should get it in a contract. Maybe get it written down. I'm just saying that probably sets a tone for anyone who's ever thinking about or looking into working with Joe Gorga again. It's probably not the best way you want to start off, and it probably shouldn't have been filmed. The fact that it was filmed, I'm sure people will do just that. They will make sure that they engage in contractual agreements if they do go into business with Joe Gorga. Now, moving forward on Watch What Happens Live, Melissa Gorga was asked by Andy Cohen, how much money do you spend a month? This is where it gets me. This is how these housewives get found out. Again, back to some of our other housewives who have been investigated, who are currently investigated and who have served time. Teresa Giudice used to buy her furniture, $20,000 in cash, buy everything. It was just cash, cash, cash. Eventually, she was investigated by the IRS. They both were. She served time in prison. Okay. Jen Shah brags about getting $40,000 a month in glam. That's 12, 24, 36. That's $480,000 a year just in glam and maintenance on her high designer fashions, her jewelry, all of it, right? Almost $500,000 a year. And fans wanted to know, how do you have that kind of money? She's like, well, my husband's a coach. Your husband's an assistant coach, and no disrespect, all respect actually to Coach Shah, but your husband's an assistant coach. So we looked at the paperwork. He's making under $1 million. I believe it's right over 600,000. And that's to say, who's to say if he's even going to keep his job at this point? Because now Jen Shah is a reflection of him, and he is a reflection of the university that he works for. So it's just so many red flags. Fans were looking into it and they're like, this money doesn't make sense. Boom. What do we know? She's indicted for alleged telemarketing scheme and alleged money laundering. Erica Girardi. Oh, I spend $50,000 a month in glam, $40,000 a month in glam. This shit ain't cheap. It's expensive to be me. Not anymore. But she went on and was boasted, kind of created this persona off of money, showing that she has this expensive lifestyle, and she just pretended. And well, unless she was, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say pretended, but unless she was convinced that she actually, had money like that her husband was making real, clean, honest money, she bragged about it. And now look where she's at. She's getting a divorce. They're losing everything. All of the assets are being liquidated. She's fighting for $600,000 out of the sale of a $16 million mansion. They're trying to take her jewelry away from her, which she's saying that is not community property. My whole point is this is a snowball effect. Getting back to when Andy Cohen asked Melissa Gorga on Watch What Happens Live what she used to spend, she said, oh, easily $20,000 to $30,000 a month. And she said Joe Gorga never really asked questions. He said, did you spend that money on clothes and stuff? She said, no, I'm a little bit more responsible than that. It was stuff that we needed for the house or like parties, stuff like that. I don't really know how responsible that is. Okay, just to be fair. But if you've got it like that, you've got it like that, and we're not hating. He said, well, how much do you spend now? She said, now I spend more. I spend whatever I want. Honestly, I can spend and do whatever I want because I bring in a good chunk of change too. He said, okay, you go, Melissa Gorga, with your bad self. But now fans are like, boom, we have another Jen Shah. We have another Erica Girardi, another Teresa Giudice. She's out here boasting about the kind of money that she spends and makes. She should just zip it. And now people think that this is going to stir or cause an investigation into this alleged Ponzi scheme. Now everyone wants to know, where exactly are you getting that money from? And not to mention, if you are getting that kind of money and you're spending that kind of money, I'm sure the IRS will be looking into your funds too. This is all just one big chaotic hot mess. However, this is the Real Housewives of New Jersey. So what else can we expect? I don't want to just give you my opinion, though, on everything going on. I want to actually know what you guys think. Obviously, I've told you how we heard about this Ponzi scheme, what exactly it looks like for Joe Gorga and Melissa Gorga, if they are going to pursue Danielle Staub in order to keep her mouth shut, or if they're just going to leave her alone, who knows, and how much money she was spending monthly. Guys, I want to know if you think that there is any sort of fraudulent situation going on here. Again, this is total speculation. Danielle Staub is not a prosecutor, so she hasn't gone after them. She can't convict them or write guilty right over their heads. Obviously, that would have to be a court situation. However, this is just speculation of the people, of you guys. So if you have an idea, if you have a thought, go ahead and comment below. Let me know because, well, I want to know what you think. If you haven't already too, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Check us out every Monday and Wednesday. Thanks for watching Up and Adam.